man. Listen,
Man,
we've been trying to
good.
figure
I'm
out
good.
when you fighting.
We got some dates that's thrown in the air, so y'all gonna see me real soon. It's a couple of dates coming up. I'm gonna actually be at the Lamont Roach fight, Lamont Roach versus Pitbull, and I got some words for Lamont Roach too. He stepping out his comfort zone and he being real foul out the mouth. One of his interviews, as a matter of fact, he said he's gonna choose his words wisely and he's gonna be very strategic about how he move. Well, I'm very versed in strategics. You know, I say it like this. If you're gonna say anything about me, be an adult. Be an adult, say what you mean, say it boldly, say it loudly. You know, honestly, he's talking all this BS. He better get through this fight. He get through this fight. He say he in a position to be a shot caller and make things happen. Go ahead and get through this fight and practice his rights to basically call me out. He got the right to reserve that. If he become this champion, if he beat Isaac Cruz at 140, he then will be able to, exercise his rights at the 140 division as a contender, a champion. And he can call me out. Other than that, he's talking about somebody ragdoll me. I've never been ragdolled by anybody, no man, ever, ever, just to get the record straightened. You know what I mean?
Fill me in. What was said?
He was just saying that somebody asked him why haven't me and him seen each other in the amateurs before. And it's not the first, probably won't be the last in boxing history. Some people, they just be at the right place at the right time, or they just happen to be at the same weight and they just never wind up seeing each other. If that's the case, I ain't gonna jump to conclusion so fast. He mentioned a tournament that me and him was in, and I know exactly what he was talking about. He was referring to the JOs. So the JO tournament, I was in the quarterfinals. I lost to a guy, didn't get ragdolled. If you know me, you know me. I always been a tenacious, always. So me getting ragdolled, it don't even mix. It don't mix. The guy beat me on some points or whatnot. The next fight, Lamont Roach had to fight the guy that I lost to. And Lamont Roach wound up beating him. Styles make fights. I take my hat off to him during the time, because we were from the same area. And if he want to keep that notch under his belt and use that as ammo in a current given time professionally, trying to give himself some kudo points like he like that, whereas though he can trash me, cool. Whoop Isaac Cruz and then exercise your rights as a 140 champion and call me out. I would love to unify against you. But what you not would do is disrespect me and play with me like somebody ragdolled me. That's never in the history happened, ever. Would never happen. My response to that was win this fight, and then you have reserved the rights to exercise your rights at the 140 division. And not only that, since you want to talk about we never met, you don't got to speak in no riddles. You don't got to get nobody no puzzle conversation. Like I said, say what you mean what you say. You're an adult. Say know that we in the same neighborhood and you haven't not once called. They say, give me some work. I need to get prepared for the biggest opponent in my career. Why haven't he? Any of his southpaw opponents that he's fought, why haven't he called us? He never called the Russell camp because he knew we would stick foot in ass. We BTA. Anybody that come out of the gym, we mean business. And it's all in the sport, you know what I mean? There's no grudges, no beef, no none of that. But if you get your ass handed to you in the gym, that just means you came unprepared, my guy. You know what I mean? But we never got that call. Ask him. I want that question to be asked to Lamont Roach. Out of all of the opponents that he had that was southpaw, how come he never once gave us a call to prep him? Because he's making it seem like we was in the same division for a long time, and we just was skipping around him, beating around the bush, so we won't fight him. It never happened. If you really want to get technical, during the amateurs, they did like a age group thing, a year up, a year above. You can be the same.
Yeah.
If you had to fight somebody either 1 year older or 1 year younger, and they let it happen. And we just never saw each other. So when my birthday fell on a certain date, I went out to the JOs and I was geeked up. I'm like, oh, I get to fight her. Finally get to fight her. You know what I mean? Because everybody was just like, oh, y'all from the same area. This would be some good bump. Never got the chance to get no bump. And I whooped that ass and spawned a couple of times. So don't one-man army. You feel me? We'll come over there, one-man army, try to get as much work as possible. So we'll be doing 12 rounds, even though we amateur. I'm doing 12 rounds. I do 6 with you, 6 with you. So they'll throw the dude that's green in there, just tie me down. And then they'll throw a fresh dude in there and make it look competitive. You know what I mean? And it's smarts. It's old school tricks. You know what I mean? As from a coach perspective.
Right.
But he know what it is. All this speaking in code and trying to beat around the bush at highs. I don't want to hear none of that. Be an adult.
So tell me, like, how many rounds did you do with him? Because you was telling the viewers that you said that you beat his ass.
Man, I gave him hands. He know I put them paws on him to the point I had to come back again. We always when a person got out on, of course they want to gauge themselves on performance or who they work with. So we went over there a couple of times, just to get them their chance to get back or whatever, critique some things, perfect. You know what I mean? Just perfect their craft. We sparred, I want to say, every bit of 4 times. Tops. After that 4, we never worked again. And every time I went over there to spar, I sparred 2 dudes. It was him and another guy. But we would like circulate. I get in, do forward dude. Roach hop out. I sit down one. And they'll throw somebody in the work. Y'all going back in it. And they'll yay or nay that. You know what I mean? But for the most part, I never been rag dog by anybody. Anybody.
So tell
Amateur, professional, never happened. You can see this through. You say I got rag dog, cool. You say I'm beating around the bush with you, cool. Win this fight so you can have leverage to say, I want Gary Antuanne wrestle. I will happily take that challenge. Happily. You want to make money? Because his excuse was, if he was to fight my brother, it would be a high risk, low reward. But then he doubled back and say, oh man, he's an old fighter. His hands hurt. His hands bruise easily. Like, come on, which one is it? Is he an old fighter? Because if he is an old fighter, you should wash him up like nothing. And it ain't no high risk, low reward because everybody from the city wanted to see y'all bump anyway. Across the board, not even just the city, across the board. Mr. Gary Wrestler, Lamont Roach Jr., he just stuck it out with Tank. Tank is a knockout artist. That's the best fighter you ever fought. If anybody honestly looked like a rag dog, it was him against Jamil Harris. Wasn't he getting knocked down on the floor? Did he get dropped?
Mm-hmm.
Got dropped. Right, he got dropped. Squirming on the ground. Never seen me squirming on the ground. Never seen me get ragdoll. That's the definition of getting ragdoll. When all fours touch that mat, that platform, he turned into an infant. You back to all fours. We're from 2s to 4s. Come on, man. Never in a million years have you ever seen me getting ready.
Oh man.
I'm trying to tell you, it got under my skin. That's why I'm now just saying, like, big man, you don't gotta talk in code. If you're gonna say something, say it.
Tell me, what do you think? He's talking about stopping Pitbull Cruz. What do you think? What do you think happens this weekend?
I said to everybody that I've been rapping to, I said, listen, Lamont Roach, he got the tools to pull this fight out. He definitely could, because if you really pay attention to the blueprint that Rayo Venezuela has set, that's what you got to do to be victorious against Isaac Cruz. You can't stay in front of him. You got to keep. You got to have some type of punch of power to keep him at bay, and you got to be in. Pitbull gonna come out the gate, coming out the gate, both hands. He gonna let both of them go, and for them together the whole fight, 12 rounds. They only threw, I want to say, 375 punches. That's both of them combined. So that says Lamont Roach, he starts off a little late. He's a late bloomer in fights. You got to be ready from round 1 to 12, from bean to bean, dealing with Isaac Cruz. Now, yeah, you can pick them apart, but you got to be smart about it. With those little gloves on, anybody can get an upset. Touch them right. You got to have the courage, the bravery to sit there in a pocket and be comfortable enough to land some precise punches.
Mhm.
I don't think he fought nobody that can hit hard. Even probably for, yes, but like I said before, fights are honestly dictated based off of the styles. Styles make fights. I said they both got a 50-50 chance. It all based off of what fighters show up the night of.
Right. What do you think about, him moving up so, up in weight class so fast anyway?
I mean, he wasn't too far from 40. He hit 35. Wasn't too
One
far.
fight with Tank though.
Floyd did it. Floyd did it. He loved the sport. He's a champion. You need to stay relevant. In order to do that, you got to keep calling people out and keep winning. And if you feel like you got the goods, you should be able to go up or down and boost body, come out victorious. That's what Floyd did. Floyd became champion of his main division. Then he said, you know what? I'm gonna go it up to a higher weight class. Beat the champion of that higher weight division. Did that, moved back down, wiped out his lower division. Now he undisputed division. They said, look, I
Mhm.
don't even want the belts. I'm gonna move up and get them belts. Moved up, wiped everybody out in the higher division. Then he moved up again, wiped everybody out. You know what I mean? His love and his drive, his focus span was different than the average being. And I take my hat off to Floyd for that. He wasn't just a, a brute fighter. He was an intelligent fighter. He wasn't just a pop shot fighter. Sometimes he can show that he got a level of tenacity in him that the opponent can't match. And he was a genius fighter too. You cannot take that away. He's a genius fighter. He understands the elements that will allow a person to be effective, and he take advantage of that. So if you want to be that top guy in the sport of boxing, it's best for you to follow a blueprint. Floyd Mayweather, he set the blueprint on how to do it. But it's
So
honestly simple. It's simple. Keep winning. Keep getting belts in multiple divisions.
speaking of that blueprint, he's talking, the title will give him an interim title for the WBC. Now he's looking at the winner of Dalton Smith and Subriya Matias.
Uh-huh.
That's happening next week. What do you think? I mean, that's obviously the blueprint, a Spanish fighter versus a black fighter, right? Whether they're Puerto Rican or Mexican or whatever, they say that's the recipe, right? So you tell me, I mean, do you think that he can be victorious with guys like that, are more proven at 140?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he could. That's what I said. It depends on what
Because
Lamont
seeing you with a
does.
title and unifying would be just that much sweeter as well.
Exactly. I already the reason why he called me out on is like you said, I got a belt. I got a belt. I already told everybody. I believe
And
I told you
talking to his
one time.
dad, they saying that's how they're gonna pressure you to fight him because of that. You're here
Man,
saying it's not about that. I would like to fight him next. That's what you're saying.
man, listen, it's not a no. I already told you as well as many other platforms. I said, look, I don't even want to entertain anybody that don't have a title. I
Right.
want to walk out my division. I want to be undisputed. I'm doing his words. He's talking recklessly. You want
This is
to
a
move
big
up to
fight.
140? Yeah, you want to move up to 140. Get through what's in front of you first, as well as me. I got somebody in front of me. You know what I mean? That's in a way. But like I said, my goal, my vision don't change. If you got a belt, it don't matter who got it, who lost it. The next person that got it, guess what? They are on my radar. I don't have just no set hit